I want you to listen to me very carefully because what I'm going to say may challenge everything you believed about your struggles, your failures, and your mental condition. There are two kinds of people in this world: those who move through life defeated, exhausted, complaining, just surviving one day after another, and those who stand firm in the middle of difficulty, smile when others collapse, rise when others give up, and succeed. The difference is not intelligence. It is not luck. It is not schooling. It is what I call a positive mental attitude. And let me be very clear. This is not only thinking good thoughts. This is not shallow optimism. This is not forcing a smile when your inside is breaking. No, positive mental attitude is a deeper force. It is the ability to see through the mist of hardship and still act with faith, accuracy, and direction. It is one of the strongest known protections against failure, and it is the base of all real success. I spent more than 25 years studying and talking with some of the most powerful men of our era: Carnegie, Ford, Edison, Rockefeller. Men who created empires not because life was simple, but because they built this strong inner mindset. They did not fear failure, they welcomed it. They did not give in to setbacks, they examined them. They did not fall under pressure, they learned how to change defeat into victory. And you can do the same. But first, what is controlling your mind? Let me ask you something directly. What is running your thoughts today? Is it fear, doubt, self-pity, anger, resentment? Or is it faith, purpose, gratitude, strong desire? Because the mind never stays empty. It is always influenced by something. If you do not guide it, the world will guide it. If you do not control it, negative forces will. That is a truth I learned when I finally faced my biggest enemy, myself. Listen carefully now. Your mental attitude is the only thing over which you have full, complete, and total control. You can control it if you choose to. That truth will either free you or disturb your excuses, because what you believe, you become. What you focus on, you attract. What you think about deeply, you eventually live. You may say, "But I have tried to stay positive and life still keeps hitting me." Then I will ask you, what is your definite purpose? Because no person can build a strong mental attitude without a goal so powerful, so clear, so meaningful, that even failure becomes afraid of it. Show me a man without purpose, and I will show you a man who drifts. And the drifting man is always under confusion and weakness. But show me a man who knows exactly what he wants, who wakes up with fire in his chest and vision in his mind, and I will show you a man who cannot be broken. To build a strong and unbreakable positive mental attitude, you must first decide exactly what you want. Believe without shaking that you will achieve it. Act every day in alignment with that belief. No excuses, no waiting for motivation, no depending on outside conditions. Let me say something most people will never tell you. The world does not owe you comfort or encouragement. Life does not stop to protect your weakness, but it always responds to clear intention backed by belief. When a person decides that he will not quit, that he will not surrender to negative thinking, and that his mind belongs to him and not to fear, something powerful begins to happen. He starts to attract what he needs. People come into his life. Opportunities begin to appear. Strength he never noticed before starts rising inside him, and failure itself begins to fear him. But this change only starts when you understand something important. Negative thoughts are not guests. They are intruders. If you allow them, they will take over your inner world. If you entertain them, they will destroy your purpose from inside. And if you let them stay too long, they will convince you to quit on the very thing you were meant to achieve. So you must practice what I call mental housekeeping. Clean your thinking. Watch your inner speech. And when you notice your mind going toward fear, doubt, worry, or anger, stop it immediately, like you would stop an intruder at your door. Replace it with gratitude, with belief, with strength, with a voice inside that says, I was not born to be broken. I was not made to be weak. I am built from the same power that shaped mountains, formed galaxies, and moves life itself. Now let me destroy one of the biggest lies that keeps people weak. I am just not a positive person. That is nonsense. You were not born negative or positive. You were shaped. Your surroundings trained you. Your past influenced you. But nothing is fixed unless you accept it as fixed. Anything learned can be unlearned. Anything programmed can be reprogrammed. The key is repetition. You become what you repeatedly do. You believe what you repeatedly say. And your attitude becomes a reflection of the thoughts you repeat over time. So if you want to build an unbreakable mental attitude, you must begin here. Control what you feed your mind. Fill it daily with courage, truth, and strength. Speak power even when you feel pain. Read words of greatness until they become part of you. There is no shortcut. There is no magic trick. But there is a path, and it starts with one decision, that no matter what happens in life, your attitude belongs to you. Not your enemies, not your critics, not your past. Yours alone. And that is where power begins. If you want to build an unbreakable positive mental attitude, you must understand the power of autosuggestion. What is autosuggestion? It is the process through which your subconscious mind becomes either fertile ground for success or weeds of failure. Whatever you repeatedly tell yourself, whether true or false, your mind begins to accept it, store it, and eventually believe it. Your success always begins with a conversation, not with other people, but with yourself. Your inner voice is either building your greatness or slowly destroying your dreams. The person who wakes up every day and says, I will win, I will continue, I will not stop, begins shaping reality through mental strength. But the person who wakes up and says, nothing works for me, I am tired, I cannot do this, that person stops before the day even begins. Whatever the mind can imagine and believe, it can achieve. But belief must be built through repetition. It is not enough to wish once. You must train the mind like a muscle, every day, with intention and discipline. Take a few minutes every morning to speak life into your purpose. Not softly, not casually, but with strength and clarity. Say, I am powerful beyond limits. My purpose is stronger than my fear. I attract what I need because I expect success. At first, you may not feel it. That is normal. The subconscious does not change through feelings. It changes through repeated input with emotion. Say it again and again until the voice of strength becomes louder than the voice of doubt. Now go deeper. A strong mental attitude is impossible without self-discipline. You cannot control your emotions if you cannot control your habits. You cannot maintain positive thinking if you are trapped in negative routines. Discipline is the bridge between thought and reality. Without it, your intentions remain dreams, and your future stays delayed. The men I studied, Carnegie, Hill, Edison, Schwab, they did not rise because of talent alone. They rose because they controlled themselves. They understood that a man who cannot control his thoughts, his time, and his habits becomes a slave in a world that rewards control and direction. So I ask you, what do you allow in your life that weakens your spirit? What distractions do you bring in that slow down your growth? What comforts are you holding onto that steal from your future? A strong mental attitude is not created in comfort. It is built through discipline under pressure. It is shaped when you say, I will read instead of scroll. I will get up instead of sleep. I will speak strength instead of complaint. Because every time you choose discipline over impulse, your inner strength increases. And every time you give in to comfort, your potential becomes a little weaker. Now let's talk about something very important that I learned after many years of studying success and failure. Every problem carries within it the seed of a benefit that is equal or even greater. If you truly believe this, you can never be fully defeated. You may suffer, you may fall, you may struggle, But you will not be broken because you will understand this is not the end. It is only the test before growth. Think about your own life. The biggest lessons did not come during comfort. They came during collapse. The clearest understanding did not come when life was easy. It came when the storm hit, and you had to choose whether to sink or rise. So I tell you, build the habit of expecting both good and bad. Train your mind to say, this pain is shaping me. This failure is guiding me. This delay is protecting me. And when you do this, you become strong in a way that cannot be easily shaken. You become hard to defeat because life cannot break a person who becomes stronger after every hit. Now I want to share another key truth from my study of life. You are never truly a victim of what happens to you. You are only a victim of how you respond. Two people can face the same problem. One becomes bitter, the other becomes better. The difference is mental attitude. When life hits you, you decide. Will I complain about it or will I learn from it? When someone betrays you, you decide. Will I stay angry or will I become wiser and stronger in my boundaries? You cannot always control what happens, but you can always control what it becomes. This is the real secret of a positive mental attitude. It does not remove problems. It changes how you see them. It does not stop the storm. It teaches you how to walk through it with purpose. Now I warn you, not everyone will like this mindset. Some will laugh at your optimism. Some will call you unrealistic or naive. Do not listen to them. Many people are stuck in mediocrity. They have learned to live without hope. They feel threatened when someone rises while they stay comfortable in their limits. You must protect your mind from negative influence. Stay close to people who speak life. Stay away from those who feed your fear. Show me your enemies, and I will show you your direction. Show me your friends, and I will show you your future. Your environment is stronger than willpower. If you stay around darkness, do not expect your mind to shine. Be careful about what you allow to influence your thoughts, because what enters your ears enters your spirit. Finally, understand this clearly. You do not need permission to build this strength. You do not need a degree, a title, or approval from anyone. You only need a decision to control your thoughts, a decision to guide your mind instead of letting it drift, a decision to become someone who cannot be easily broken. If you make that decision today, if you say, from now on, I will own my attitude and not let circumstances control it, then you are already on the path to greatness. Because life responds to those who stand strong in spirit, even when they are tired. Stand strong. Now let's continue. You have come this far, and that shows something important. It shows you are no longer satisfied with just surviving. You want to grow, and growth begins in the mind. The final part of building a strong mental attitude is this. You must have a clear main goal. Without purpose, the mind drifts. Without a strong goal, the mind becomes lost and easily influenced by fear, doubt, and distraction. You must give your mind something greater than comfort to follow. You must wake up each day with a reason so strong that fear cannot remove it. Your main goal is not just something you want. It is who you are becoming through action and focus. Every successful person I studied had this. They did not just wish. They did not just hope. They lived with purpose. Their goal became part of their identity. Ask yourself, what do I want so badly that I am ready to suffer for it? What do I want deeply enough that I can face rejection, doubt, and loneliness for it? Once you find it, lock it in your mind. Repeat it every day. Feel it as if it is already real. Speak it with belief. Write it clearly, because unclear goals give unclear results. But clear purpose creates strong direction. Once your purpose becomes fixed, your mental attitude becomes powerful. It becomes your protection and your strength. The person with clear purpose and strong attitude becomes very difficult to stop. He may be delayed, but not denied. He may fall, but he rises again. He may struggle, but he does not quit, because he understands that attitude controls destiny. It decides if failure becomes fuel or an excuse. It decides if loss becomes a lesson or a limit. You must guard your attitude carefully. Protect it like something valuable. Do not let negative people, harmful media, or weak thoughts enter your mind. Avoid gossip, self-pity, and victim thinking. Take responsibility for your life. Shape your response. Rise from every situation. Never let anyone else define your life for you. That power belongs only to you. And listen closely. You are not here by accident. You have a purpose. You have value. You have something the world needs. But fear and doubt will block it if you allow them to stay in your mind. Clean your thoughts. Feed your mind with strong ideas. Read about successful people. Speak positive words. Take action even when you feel unsure. Think in ways that lift you higher. Every time you do this, you grow. Every time you let fear control you, you shrink. That is the daily choice. Now follow this rule. Act as if failure is not possible. Not because problems will not come, but because you decide to learn instead of quit. Fear has stopped more people than failure ever did. The fear of losing is often stronger than losing itself. But if you remove fear, you move freely. You speak clearly. You act without hesitation. Confidence becomes natural. Certainty becomes rare, and those who have it become leaders without needing titles. No one succeeds alone, but no one succeeds by waiting for others to believe in them first. You must believe when others doubt. You must stand when others sit. You must continue when others stop, because the world follows those who stay mentally strong. So understand this clearly. A strong mind sees opportunity in every problem. It speaks strength into every situation. It follows a clear purpose without distraction. It builds discipline until weakness loses power. This is not imagination. This is how success is built. These ideas have worked for great minds in history, and they will work for you if you apply them. The real question is not whether they work. The real question is whether you will use them. Will you rise each day with a strong attitude? Will you speak with strength even when life is difficult? Will you continue when everything inside you wants to quit? Because if you do, you will not only achieve success, you will build a meaningful life, a life with purpose, a life with strength, a life that leaves impact long after you are gone. This is the power of a strong mental attitude, and it is available to you right now if you choose it. So I ask you again, will you decide? Because the moment you decide, your future begins to change. And from this point forward, let your thoughts, your words, and your actions show one truth. I am strong. I am steady. I am unbreakable.